All right, we are here with the Adelphi women's lacrosse team following their 15-14 overtime victory over the 4-seeded New Haven Chargers. We're here with Coach Pat McCabe, Ashley Kolomaychuk, and goalie Madison Marchetta. Coach Pat McCabe, we'll start with an opening statement from you. How did you feel the team performed today?
I don't think it was our best game, that's for sure. But I think that, we showed our ability to play fast. I think we defended really well when it mattered most. I think Maddie was terrific, made some huge saves. But when you're playing in a game like this against the team, New Haven's well coached. Jen does a great job with them. They were prepared. They got some terrific players. So some of our failures, I think, are a product of the other team, and you got to give them credit. So I'm always looking for the perfect performance. I'll probably never find it, but today it was good enough, and I'm really proud of our kids.
So following up on that, you had 5 players with 3 or more points today. What does that say about the offense and how well the offense gets distributed? It's
kind of who we are. We make sure the ball gets spread around. A lot of teams rely on 1 or 2 kids, maybe 3, and we don't do that. The ball moves. It depends on any given day. It could be someone who lights it up. And that's really what makes us most dangerous, is you don't know who it's going to be, and our kids are really content to play together and be selfless, and at some point it'll be somebody who's going to finish it. And I think that's just the way we're built. We're built system-wise that way on the offensive side, and we're built system-wise like that on the defensive side. It's units, it's not people.
That takes us to you, Ashley, the hero of today. It's your 4th game this season with 5 or more goals, your first in the playoffs. However, what does this performance mean to you, and how you really elevated your stage today?
I'd obviously like to take credit for it myself, but at the end of the day, I was just the last goal. There's so much more that went into this win for us as a team, and I could not have done any of it without any of these girls. And, it's just our closeness off the field that takes us to that next level when we play together on the field, and I think that's just what makes us come out on top, even when we're not playing our best.
Madison, big day for you as well. 13 saves, the biggest one, of course, in overtime off of that shot from Katie Schenk. Just take me through that moment. You get the save, offense comes down the other end, and we know the rest. But just take me through it from your perspective.
Definitely taking deep breaths, but it's just another set, But that could have been the end of my season and the last game I played, so I knew I had to save it.
Anything for you, Brian?
You had the perfect ending there when Mariette scores to beat her old team 14-13, and then you give up the tying goal. So what was the swing of emotions there? You're up 30 seconds, and then it's tied with 17 seconds left.
Well, we've kind of lived by the motto of just next play, right? So they score. We're flying high when we score that goal, and it's feeling great. And I think it took them about 13 seconds to score. And we said next play after Mario's goal, and we said next play after their goal, and that's the way our kids operate. And it's more than just words for us. We've proven that this year. These young ladies, they've been through some difficult times, ups and downs through a season, and they just keep fighting and they keep scrapping, and it's not easy, and it's certainly not for the faint of heart, but they find ways, and I'm really proud of them for that.
Ashley, what are you thinking going into overtime? Thinking, can it be me? Can I win this?
I don't think at 1 second I thought it was going to be me. I think my plan going in was, how we always play every day at practice, trust each other, and that's what did it for us. It wasn't one singular person. It starts with everyone and everyone's effort and hard work, and that's why we won, not just because of that goal.
Do you allow in the back of your head even to think, we're 3 wins from a national championship? How do you process that?
Yeah, obviously it's a lot of pressure, and I think sometimes pressure can be a good thing, and for me personally, it fires me up and it gets me mad and makes me really want to win. So, yeah, I guess that's what it did for me today.
And from last year, losing in the final day of the season there, how much has that driven the team?
It definitely is driving us a lot more this year, but we're just taking it game by game. not looking too far ahead.
You guys got off kind of to a slow start there. Down a couple of goals, I think 3 times in the first quarter. Why do you think that, or was it just them playing well?
It's what we do. We've been a slow starting team other than probably our last game against Pace. We've been a slow starting team for much of the year. I don't know why that is. You try different things, but we've been a second half team. So being down early in games, I've learned through this season, is not a cause for great concern. They find a way. I think there's a part of our group that is, to a degree, pretty cerebral, and I think they're paying attention to what's happening. How are they defending us? How are they attacking us offensively? And I think they, maybe even without realizing it, they're just kind of taking notes through the early parts of the game, and then they attack it later. So it's a mindset of next play. 2 goals deficit for us, whenever it is in the game, has not proven to be too much. They've trusted each other, and that's something we've preached from the beginning. And I just told them in the locker room, I caught a lot of heat on the way to the locker room from all my friends who were getting after me because I didn't call timeout late in the game. We had 1 timeout in overtime, and we win the draw, we turn it over, they get the ball, Maddie makes the save, we come down the other way, and Frankie's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, let him play, because I trust him, right? If Ashley doesn't have the shot, that ball's going to move, and she's going to draw attention, and you know what? This is their team, and they've earned this, so let them go and let them fly, and they've continued to prove they're up to it.
You've played Pace before, twice before,
Yeah.
split with them. So how do you see this third meeting with a lot at stake?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely gave us a great competition last game, but we're just going to play our game. That's been working for us, so we're going to stick to it.
Coach Ashley Madison, thank you so much. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are here with the New Haven women's lacrosse team following their 15-14 overtime loss to top-seeded Adelphi. We're here with Coach Jen Fallon, Katie Schenk, and Gianna Caprioli. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Jen Fallon. Coach, statements on the performance today.
Really proud of our kids, proud of their effort, start to finish, not just today, but throughout our entire season. I think we said yesterday that, we know how tough Adelphi is this time of year, so we are expecting it to be a dogfight, and, that's exactly what it was. But really proud of our performance today.
Katie, you close out your college career with 14 postseason goals in your final 3 games. Obviously didn't get the win today, but how does it feel to put that kind of cap on the career?
It feels really good. I think going into the postseason and understanding that this was my last postseason and the other seniors as well, it's an opportunity for everyone to level up a little bit more than we already were throughout the whole season. So I think just taking the opportunity to kind of push yourself even further and see what you're really capable of was one of my goals. So I think I was very happy that I was able to help my team as much as I did.
Well, obviously we know it was a bigger moment for your team today. Selene had 6 goals on 7 shots. What did it mean for not only her, but all of you to be back with her on the team today?
Well, I told the team before that Kate's probably one of the best people I've ever met. She's just so loving. She always has my back. I can look to her for anything. So just having her back with us was super motivating for us. And then also just to have her and play my last game with her, I was couldn't ask for anything else.
Coach, maybe talk about the resiliency of your group, having a really good regular season, maybe a little bit early exit in the conference tournament, coming back in the first NCAA tournament in your program history. Kind of maybe speak to the mindset and the resilience of this group coming into the tournament.
Yeah, I think after the Assumption loss, we were really motivated. Even at that point, we knew we were in a really good position to probably get a bid. So. We took that time to get our rest, but to refocus and to get ourselves back into mid-season form. And I think we were able to do that. I think the back-to-back here, even though you have the day in between, definitely is a little bit on the wear and tear. But everything else outside of that went on, I think. It just allowed our team to really put that resiliency on display and to kind of forget about being tired, forget about all of that stuff that you can't control, and to just to show up and to be gritty. And I think Caitlin led us in that way today. So you can't ask for more resilience than that, for sure.
And it feels like it's going to be a big summer around campus. What maybe has you most excited about the group that you have coming back this year?
Yeah, we've got we graduate a lot, so it will definitely be, kind of, reloading, right? Like rebuilding, but reloading. And I think our junior class is strong, and, we've got a really big freshman class. So we're excited for them to take the summer and to just kind of continue to develop. And, the seniors that are leaving certainly have, taught them what they need to do and how to show up, ready to go again in September. So we're excited about that for sure.
What's your reaction to losing this way? Sudden death goal, NCAA playoffs.
Yeah.
It's tough to take, but what do you think?
Definitely tough. Definitely a tough loss, but I think being able to go into overtime against a really good Adelphi team was incredible for our program, and I think being able to push in those last 5 minutes of the game just to be able to go into overtime was super, super important, and definitely motivated our team in those last few minutes. I'm just super proud of this group, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else.
What was the swing of emotions like? They score with 30 seconds left, and then you guys show something and you come right back there.
Yeah, I think at that moment, realizing how much time is on the clock and understanding the circumstances of the game and that someone goes home today was really motivating for me. And being on the draw circle with my teammates Summer and Helena, we're definitely a very close-knit group there, and like we're always together. So I just told Helena that I trust her, and it was just super important for us to get that ball and get it down and to push us into overtime. So.
When you score like that, there's so much momentum your way. You think we're going to come out of here with a win?
Yeah, but then again, it's sudden victory. It goes right back to the draw, and the draw was definitely a battle today for us. They have some great girls on their circle, and so do we. So it's definitely a tough battle on the draw.
Coach, you feel you know how tough Adelphi is.
Yeah.
They lost in the finals last year.
Yep.
Do you see a team that is capable of winning a national championship?
Always, right? Always. I mean, I think it's one of those things you just never can count them out, no matter what they look like, no matter, they've got a lot of young kids on their team right now, but they've got, great coaching, and, they're always there at the end. They're always in the mix. They anytime you go into overtime with them, it's not gonna be easy. So I think they're definitely poised to make a good run. So,
Coach, Gianna, Katie, thank you so much, and congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.